Hey guys! Okay, so I know I talk a lot about budgeting, my payday routines. I've really just leaned a lot into the financial content this year, but this channel is about more than just finance. It's also about personal development, self-improvement. And with the month of August being my birthday month, I tend to do a lot of reflecting. This month, I'm turning 28, and instead of doing just a basic August reset, I decided to dive a little bit deeper and get a little bit more introspective. In doing this, I decided to look into numerology, specifically my life path number, my personal year number, and also human design archetypes. If all of that sounds like not English, don't worry, it was not English to me some years ago, but I really am excited to make this video today because, I don't know, something clicked, the prefrontal cortex developed further and I understand what's being said, and I've never felt more aligned with just myself and my purpose than I do this year. So today I'm going to share what I learned because it is disturbingly accurate, but also excitingly accurate, and also talk about how I'm going to be using this information to stay on this path that I'm aligned with already, but also really just build my dream life and do it with alignment, like really align myself with where I'm supposed to be. And so by the end of this video, you'll know your numerology, you'll know hopefully your human design archetype, and you'll be able to start figuring out how you can use this information to align yourself with your highest path. Exciting! If you're new here, welcome. This is a bit of a different take, so hopefully I'm actually reaching a different audience because this is stuff that is a big part of me. But if you're not new here, you know it's been budgeting content for pretty much this year. I've been focusing on a lot of financial goals. So if you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you for sitting in a completely different video. And if you're new here, I hope you stick around, check out the channel, subscribe, watch some of my other videos. We're doing it all here. We've got our entrepreneur series, we've got budgeting payday routines, we've got self-improvement. I'm just living my life, sharing the journey, and I hope you guys can come with me as I figure this out, okay? So without further ado, let's get into it. First, let's start with numerology, which is basically the study of numbers and their energetic sort of meanings and pathways. I want to preface this by saying that it could be the OCD, but I've always loved numbers. Like, I don't know if you guys relate, comment below if you do relate, but I just love numbers. It sounds so weird when I say it, but certain numbers feel good. I don't know. Certain numbers in certain patterns, I just enjoy seeing them together. So I've always been a numbers girly before attaching any meaning to it. And now when I started learning about numerology, which might have been like 6-ish years ago, things just felt really cool. I loved that there were numbers for everything, that you can calculate things down to their simplest form, and then that form has a meaning. And also it just resonated a lot with the type of person I was and still am today. The joke is, learning about my life path number has been quite a journey because there was a time when, obviously my life path number has not changed, my birthday is the same, but there was a time when I was like, really? This is me? And now I'm like, no, it is me. You were right. You was right. Don't know how you guys did it, but you was right. So let's talk about it. You should think about numerology like your personality code, and it's based on your date of birth. So the most common numerology number, and the one that I looked up, is my life path number. It's kind of like a zodiac sign within numerology. So first, let's quickly talk about how you can calculate that. Picking a random date in August, let's say August 12th. So now you know my birthday is not August 12th, or do you? Maybe I'm tricking you. Maybe I'm tricking you. What you would do is essentially break down that birthday into its simplest form. Let's use August 12th, 1998. Now that we are saying words, we're saying numbers, we want to split it all into numbers. So August is the 8th month of the year. So the number would be 8, 12th is 12, and 1998 is the year. So in breaking that down, you've got a whole set of numbers. What you do is separate each of the numbers and add them up individually. August, which is 8, plus 12, which is 1 plus 2, plus 1998, broken out. 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 8 equals 38. Now, when you get a 2-digit number, you still need to simplify it. So the way you simplify it is you take the number 38, reset, 3 plus 8. We got the number 11. That's still a 2-digit number, so you're gonna simplify it again, obviously with a 1 plus 1. I'll just do it quickly for you guys. 1 plus 1, which is 2. That is your life path number. Pause this video if you wanna figure it out right now. And if you do figure it out, comment below. My life path number is a number 3. This person's life path number, our example person, we'll call her Sasha, her life path number is number 2. So that's super exciting. I believe it's 9 because it's only single digits, like I said. So you're gonna have a life path number of 1 through 9. Once you know your life life path number, you can figure out what the sort of archetype is, or the like zodiac personality type is that is associated with that number. Now I'm gonna read you through what the high level numbers are and what they mean, but I also suggest you going online, searching it, reading, taking in the articles. This is based on numerology.com, which breaks it down in way more detail, but high level, each life path number has an associated meaning. If you're life path number 1, your main theme is being the pioneer or the leader. So at your core, you have independence, initiative, and innovation. You're here to start new beginnings and blaze your own trail, but your challenge is that you might struggle with patience, dominance, or self-focus. If your life path number is 2, aka Sasha, you are the diplomat or peacemaker. You, at your core, have a lot of cooperation, sensitivity, partnership. You're gifted in creating harmony and supporting others, but a challenge is that you might be overly passive or avoid conflict at the cost of your self-worth. Life path number 3, which is me, is the creative communicator. At your core, you are about expression, inspiration, and magnetism. You draw people in with your joyful storytelling and energy. Oh my goodness, it's literally me. And the challenge is the risk of scattered focus and fearing your own brightness. Bro, literally my problems up until, you know, my new year, I'm not taking it with me into this new year, is this like fear of success. And also cue the fact that I'm someone who, having so much inspiration and passion, like I will invent something and then want to start it and not finish it, and just get so overwhelmed with all the possibilities of the things that I could be doing. It's like I know I can do amazing and many things, but then I'm also overwhelmed because it's like, yeah, you have to actually commit to said things. So it scatters my focus. I sometimes start 4 things at a time, which is literally, you'll be seeing more about that on this channel. Like I'm working, I'm doing my budgeting, I'm doing my YouTube, I'm also trying to start this business, I'm also trying to start this business. These are the like things that I've refined it down to. So that's what's hilarious, is like I know I'm scattered, but I've committed to like 5 things. And that for me is not a lot because I've been sticking with it. There's some things that have been like 2 years in the making, some things that have been just maybe a couple months in the making, but I'm like, these are the things I want to focus on. So if you're number 4, you are the builder or stabilizer. So at your core, you have practicality, structure, and reliability. You are a natural at creating frameworks, routines, and dependable systems, but the challenge is that you might be rigid or resistant to spontaneity and change. If your life path is number 5, you're the freedom seeker. At your core, there's curiosity, variety, and movement. You crave life experiences, change, and bold new paths, but a challenge is that you might struggle with consistency or deeper intimacy. Number 6 is the nurturer / caregiver. At the core, you have responsibility, community, and healing. You're here to support relationships, teach, and bring balance. But the challenge is that you might sacrifice too much and neglect your own personal needs. Number 7 is the seeker or mystic. At your core, you have a lot of introspective wisdom, spiritual insight, and study. You love solitude and discovering life's deeper truth, but the challenge is that you might isolate or disconnect emotionally from others. Number 8 is the achiever or power player. So at the core, you have abundance, leadership, authority. You're here to master finances, structure, and material success, but the challenge is risk of work addiction or overly controlling energy. And lastly, number 9 is the humanitarian / sage. At the core, you have compassion, idealism, and transformation. You're driven to support others and share universal wisdom, but you might have a tendency to overgive or hold on to the past emotionally. So those are the life path numbers. Again, let me know if you resonate with them in the comments, what your life path number is. Mine is a life path number 3, so I'm gonna dive into that in a little bit more detail now. So I gotta look at my notes for most of this, but life path 3s are here to inspire, uplift, and express. We are storytellers, we're creators, we're communicators, and we're literally born to share ideas and make people feel something, which I hope you guys feel something when you watch this channel. If it's not utter concern for my strange life choices, maybe it is being seen or relatability or maybe a laugh or maybe a cry. I really put it all out on here, so I hope you do feel something. And we already know I be yapping, so I do share my ideas. Very raw. Don't be mean. I don't be cruel. She wants to go outside. Anyways, a lot of life path 3, when I read into it, makes a lot of sense considering I run a YouTube channel, have multiple businesses, I have a million Google Docs of half-baked ideas. I've got an invention book with things that I'm actually very excited about, but just know that I can't do 6 million things, so they have to wait. So I feel really aligned or seen mostly by that life path number 3. The shadow side is that we get overwhelmed with ideas. We don't always finish what we start, and sometimes we dim our own light because we're scared of doing too much. I really resonate with this shadow side, and my note to self when I'm doing my journal work is to actually tackle and to continue to tackle. Sorry, my cat. You know, I'm just gonna let her outside. One moment. Can't be mad at her. She likes outdoors. It's summer. I want to be outside with her. As soon as I'm done filming, I'm gonna go sit on the balcony with her. So, but yeah, I really do want to focus on when I'm doing my shadow work, these exact things because I do think it holds me back. Like sometimes having ideas that I think are great and exciting, but then also worrying about being too much, worrying about being afraid of success. Again, I've already let that stuff go, but I do want to unpack it because I want to make sure I'm not suppressing it and that I'm actually accepting that side of myself and showing her like, you know what, you're okay. You're safe. You're allowed to succeed. You are worthy of success and you will succeed. Have faith in yourself and confidence and don't worry what anyone else thinks. So for me, knowing this stuff has helped me to reframe my expectations, and the inner work that I want to do for myself is, again, adjust my thoughts, deal with that shadow self and have more understanding and compassion for her. So instead of feeling bad that I'm flaky, I'm gonna remind myself that I'm designed to explore. I don't have to commit to every single thing that I find interesting. It's literally my purpose on here to experience things, to explore things. And sometimes 2 years of exploring, and sometimes it's a month of exploring and you know what, it's not lighting my fire, and it is okay for me to step away from that. Secondly, not being a finisher has been something that's been super like a downer, and like I feel like shame is like a heavy word, but like there is some shame there of like, well, you don't finish anyway, so why start? My reframe of my mindset is not gonna be that thought anymore, but just understanding that I need systems that support my creativity. We don't blame the flower for not blooming. We figure out what's wrong with the environment that's causing it not to. That's what we change. I've never been someone who is passionate about clocking into work every single day. I don't think I'm someone who's passionate about doing anything every single day. Like not on a set schedule in that way. I'm just someone who works in waves. Like that's it. It's like, I'm thinking it's crazy, but it's not crazy. Like I work in a cycle, especially as women. If you are someone who menstruates or someone who has menstruated or just someone who goes through a lot of hormonal shifts, you know that we don't do 24-hour cycles the way a man's cycle works. Apparently a man's cycle is literally 24 hours. So the cycle that we have that is on average 24 to 30 days, they have every single day. So they go through their highs, their lows, they go to sleep, and then, you know, they restart again in the morning. That is who the system was designed for. That is why you have the 9 to 5, because it literally syncs to men's cycles and their just inner clock of how they do things. It does not sync to mine. I should genuinely have a week and a half off of work because there's a period every month for as long as I've known where it's like, I would rather my hands and clap than get up and do this work. But you best believe that there's also a week in the month where I can do all of my work for the month. So it's like understanding that this system wasn't built for me, and that's led to a lot of me not finishing things, but that is okay because I'm allowed to change the system. I'm allowed to create systems that support my creativity. And as a side note, because I'm someone who does still want to be a business owner, I am someone who, like, if I ever got to the stage where I'm hiring staff, you better believe I'm finding a way to make at most a 4-day work week, hopefully 3-day work week, fully remote, except for if there's something that's like manufacturing or like production shipping. But like, I'm gonna find a way that supports my creativity, and people will just have to deal with whatever that is. I don't think we have to keep up with consumerism the way that we do. If we're closed for a week every month because a girl's on her period, like I'm almost excited to become an owner because I'm gonna change the way businesses run. I'm not here to make $700 billion. I'm just here to literally find my joy, create, express, and also be able to share and teach and, you know, co-create that joy with other people. So I don't want a life for me that I'm not expecting people who are gonna work for and with me to have, or at least not to have the option to have. I don't even know if I'm making sense. I don't even know if I'm making sense. But understanding like, hey, you need a different system and you're allowed to go create that for yourself. So that is how I'm reframing that. And lastly, my voice is my value. I need to use it. I've been someone who has been afraid of success, who has been shy to speak up about things that I'm passionate about. We got to do some more shadow work on that because I cannot give you guys the full details as to why. But yeah, there's just always been, I think, like a fear of like being seen in this vulnerable state where it's like, hey, I have something, I made something. It's not perfect. I know it's not perfect, but like, hope you can support me. There's something that's very like, or that has been in the past, very scary about being in that state. It's super vulnerable. It's super like, because I know that I can't make a perfect thing when I'm just starting out. It's like, I'm vulnerably sharing with you this not perfect thing that I want to be perfect, but it's not. And I'm letting you see it and have your opinions and whatnot. And that sometimes feels very scary because, as you guys know, more times than not, I don't know what I'm doing. I have to fail to learn sometimes. And that's what this comes with. So I need to just feel secure secure in my voice. My throat chakra is open. I say what I feel. You guys know it. And so I need to just lean into that and just know that my journey is not one where I have everything figured out and then I tell you guys. It's one where I'm literally saying, hey, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. But we're gonna find out anyways. That's what my life path 3 means, and that is the sort of introspection that I've taken from it so far. I just explained to you life path numbers. This has to do with your birth date. The next thing I want to explain to you is your personal year number. This one is also really cool, so let's talk about it. Now, your life path number, like I just said, comes from your birth date. But if you want to know what year you're in right now, that is your personal year. To figure this out, it is the literal same, but instead of using your birth year, you're using whatever year you're in, which should be 2025. My master number is 22. I'll tell you a little bit about my master number. You guys can also, through numerology.com, through a few links, I'm gonna share some links if you guys are interested. You can also just Google and expose yourself to all of the information. That's what I do. I'm on like 700 links and I'm taking it and, you know, trying to understand as much as I can. My master number being 22 is the master builder. So I was really excited to see this because, and I'm gonna read, it combines vision with the capacity to manifest powerful, scalable impact. This number is about turning dreams into legacy. So one thing I've gathered from all of the readings I've done on this master number 22 is that it's a super powerful number, that this year for me is going to be extremely transformational and it's going to be literally me making my dreams come true. So I really want to get focused on what the hell your girl's dreams are. As I'm reflecting right now, my dreams, you guys know this year we are leaving the 9 to 5. That is a dream. We're doing it to pursue the life of being a full-time multi-hyphenate is what I will use, because it's entrepreneurship. It is being a content creator on YouTube. Maybe I have a freaking podcast and I'm talking with influential people every month. Maybe I am, you know, teaching a class or leading a retreat. Whatever it is, whatever my highest potential timeline is, that's what I want to lean into. And so, yeah, your girl's got big dreams. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, and seeing this number and like reading more and more about it. Like, I've only really scratched the surface. I'm going to be doing hours of reading on it to really understand and come together and like make sure my journaling prompts are really allowing me to reflect and get clear on what my goal is this year. But the year 22, the master number 22, girl, nothing has been more validating from like my ancestors, my spirit guides, the universe, God, that I'm on the exact path that I need to be on. And this was like the final like kiss on the cheek to be like, girl, this year, everything you've been planting, all of the water you've been putting on these seeds, all of the risks you've been taking to put yourself out there, you're gonna reap the rewards and you're gonna be living your wildest dreams. So dream big, because it's coming true. I'm just so excited. I also feel really hungry right now. So yeah, pause this video if you guys are also looking into finding out what your master year number is. It's 2025. If you've had a birthday, search it up. You might be halfway through the year depending on when your birthday is already. You can see what kind of year you're having. You know what I'm most excited about is that I have you guys here, like literally watching it unfold. We do not know what the next month is gonna bring. We don't know what the next 6 months are gonna bring. Like, I'm just so happy that I'm on this journey and that it's with you guys. You've been such an amazing, supportive community. I have not experienced one hater up in his hoe, okay? You guys are loving, you guys are kind, you guys are leaders, you guys are thought like provokers. You guys give me ideas and suggest things that I don't know, and I love that you do, because it obviously validates that I am coming off as my authentic self. Like, I'm not pretending to know things. Share your advice, and you guys do. You also share support when you see that I'm on the right track or when I'm doing something that you wished you did 10 years ago. I love it. I just love it. Yeah, I don't have a name for you like how YouTubers have. I don't know if you guys would want a name. I just say, hey guys. But if you guys want a name, let me know. We should do like a contest on like best names for what we should call this community. But yeah, I just know that without you guys, I would not be in this year. I would not be experiencing these things. I would not be feeling all of this validation. So I'm not gonna cry, but I do love y'all real bad, real bad. Like, it's not clocking to you guys how much I love you guys. So I hope you know that. And if you're new, subscribe, because I've already said I love you and you're just gonna make it awkward. Yeah. So now this next part, we just talked about numerology. The next piece we're going to talk about is human design. Yeah, your girl's just been doing a lot of reading. Human design is a lot and a little more complex. It's way more complex. In my opinion, human design is way more complex, but trust me, it's worth knowing, because again, you don't have to follow any of these things like the Bible. I certainly don't, but I love to have information. You want to change your life, you got to change your mind. If you want to change your mind, you have to get new perspectives. And I love absorbing different informations from different cultures, from different practices, just to see like all that's out there and what resonates with me, because your intuition, like I said, doesn't lie. By putting that information into your body, you're gonna react and follow whatever works for you. So human design is great, and essentially it is your energy blueprint. And it provides a lot of information on how you're designed to move through the world. Within this human design ideology, there are 5 types. There is the generator, the manifesting generator, the projector, the manifester, and the reflector. It's just cool. I just love the information. Anyways, through doing my chart, a lot of this information, like numerology, you gotta know the day you were born. But when it comes to human design, you gotta also know the day you were born. It also asks the time, so if you can get that information from your parents, or if you know the time. If not, like I usually just would say put 12 o'clock in the afternoon. But then again, like I said, just take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, time gets you more specific results, but really coming down to the day, if you know the day you were born, you're gonna have the general information to be able to pull and again, broaden your perspective. That's really all this is about, especially in my personal life, getting to reflect and figuring out what I'm aligned with, what I want to bring into this new year. That's what we're doing. We're just broadening our horizon and our perspective. Before I dive into the details of my type, I want to go through what each of the 5 types are, just very, very high level. You guys can definitely click the links. I'll put them in the comments if you want. There are a bunch of human design calculators. One of them is My Body Graph. It's literally a human design platform. I've never used it, but I might just log in because the platform itself is free. It gives you a lot of insights, like a lot of descriptions, where if I had done this, it probably would have been in a platform, as opposed to me having to, you know, like research a bunch of different areas, buy books, do whatever you want. My Body Graph is one of the places. Evolutionaryhumandesign.com is one that I've used. Jovianarchive.com is one that I've used, because they have so many free like human design, find your human design type. I use them all, 1, to confirm consistency and results, and 2, just to make sure like I'm getting as much information. It is the internet. I don't necessarily know if someone's a guru, so getting the information, buying books, doing my own studies has helped me to broaden my horizon, like I keep saying, and just have an understanding of what it means. And it's honestly, I still am at the very tip of the iceberg. There's lots to understand, but I'm getting a good grip on it, especially this year. So when it comes to the human design types, we've got the manifesting generator. That is me. And I'll just tell you their nicknames. So number 1, the manifesting generator, me. Their nickname, my nickname is the multi-hyphenate hustler. I'm a hustler, baby. I'm here to build and pivot. I'm not meant to stick to one path, and I'm meant to evolve in public and do what excites me. Number 2, we got the generator. So the nickname for this one would be the steady powerhouse. You're here to do what lights you up. When you're aligned, your energy fuels everything around you, okay? Number 3, we've got the projector. The nickname for this one is the wise guide. You're here to guide, not grind. Your wisdom is your power, but it needs to be invited in. Number 4 is the manifester, nicknamed the trailblazer. You are here to go first. You're here to spark ideas, energy, and shifts that others follow. So that's tea. And lastly, we have the reflector, whose nickname is the cosmic mirror. You're here to show us who we are. Your clarity comes from time, space, and sacred slowness. When it comes to manifesting generators, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. We are multi-passionate, fast-moving. We're meant to skip steps and follow what lights us up, and we are not designed to move in a straight line. I've never loved anything more. If I think about my life, even in my career, like when I tell you guys, I've done things from being a background actor to selling insurance in the countryside, knocking on people's doors. You wanna buy some insurance? Like I've done random shit. Like my shit is not linear. How I've gotten to where I am today, you would not be able to make sense of it from seeing what I've done in my past. It's very much not linear, but I have enjoyed every step of it because it has really taught me so many things that, you know, just sticking to one thing would never have. It also explains like why I've always hated sticking to one niche, why I tend to start 3 businesses at the same time, and why I need variety or I feel like I'm suffering. Like I'm someone who loves change. I don't like being stagnant. I don't feel like feeling like I'm doing the same thing every day, which again is why the standard way of living, this 9 to 5 clock in, clock out. I tried to become a project manager so that things would change, but even those things don't necessarily change at the rate that excites me. Also, maybe it's also the work. It's like, I want to project manage me. I don't want to project manage freaking migrations and stuff, you know? So I have tried to do it in my career, but I think it's not scratching the itch enough. It makes me accept the fact that I'm someone who's pivoted and pivoted a lot. I went to school for HR. I've never worked in HR. Then I started doing, you know, serving and was a barista. Then I did catering and was like running around the city with like sandwiches and stuff, like literally carrying bags, like, you know, pizza delivery guy without the car, carrying bags of freaking, ooh, yeah, that's why she's muscular now. Carrying bags of sandwiches, carrying salads, dropping them off to corporate people, like random. We tried all the things. So it's good to know that that's just who I am at my core. I've already known that. It's something that I've felt bad about, but it's something that I'm embracing now. Reading about this has helped me to embrace it and to embrace the pivot. I love a good pivot. You know what? You guys know I'm a homeowner. I might sell this hoe. I might become a traveling nomad, a digital nomad. I have no clue, you guys. Like, I think that's what's so exciting is like, I love the pivot. I love to change it up and excite myself and experience new things. So learning more about this has just allowed me to accept it as opposed to feeling bad about it. I feel like I have a new compass now that's not rooted in feeling bad or feeling shame because I'm not meeting society's expectations. Wow, that was kind of deep. Let's talk about how I'm resetting my life at 28 using all of this information. I know I word vomited. Thank you guys if you are here and you made it to this point of the video. Here's the plan. It's my new year. Happy New Year! I've gained a lot of knowledge. Here is how I want to use this knowledge in real life, not just spiritually, but practically. Okay, let's get into it. Number one, creative expression is non-negotiable. I am going to build my life, and my focus this year is going to be around building my life around creating. I'm not trying to squeeze my creative side into a side hustle anymore. I want this to be my full-time thing. This, I don't think is very shocking because if you guys watched my goals video, like the plan is to not work a 9-to-5 by 2026. So we have planted that seed. We've been watering it. I'm very much still aligned with that. And I'm embracing my creative expression. You know, there was a time I used to not think I was a creative person at all. Like even that, like the growth, guys, the growth. I was like, no, that's not me. I'm just an organized girl. No, you can have a budget spreadsheet and also like editing videos and being creative. You can do it all. You really can. So I'm really leaning into that. I'm proud of my creativity. I'm proud to take creative risks and them not always work out. And I'm gonna put that at the forefront of my being, especially this year and moving forward. Number two, joy in resting is my compass. I've been talking a lot about this. I've been talking a lot about that intuition, that gut feeling. That is the compass. If I'm asked to do something and I feel joy, I feel lit up, I feel excited, I was gonna say it's an immediate yes. But what I'm gonna do, this is where the rest comes in, is I'm gonna sleep on it. If I'm excited, that's a good sign. That's my green flag. Once I get that green flag feeling, I want to sleep on it. One thing I'm learning about being a manifesting generator is that true clarity comes from taking a moment to digest the feeling that you're feeling. So if something lights me up, it's already a good sign. It's no doubt I'm likely excited about it, but by sleeping on it, by allowing my body some time to rest and seeing if I still feel excited about it the next day, I'm gonna reduce something that I've often done in the past, which is overcommitting myself to things that like I become, you know, not passionate about 2 weeks later, you know? If it lights me up, I sleep on it. If I wake up and it still lights me up, it's something that I think I should proceed with. And if it's something that I have capacity to do, we're moving forward. If it does not light me up, if I get that like, ugh, or that, or that just like, it almost, what I'm learning about my intuition, when something feels wrong, it feels like this. Just a light punch in my stomach. If I get that, then I'm gonna just pass. The good thing about the intuition with the no side, when I get that little gut punch, it's always a no. My intuition has never led me astray when it's told me no. My issue in being led astray is that I felt the no and proceeded anyways because my heart and my head was lying to me and telling me that we could make it work. I'm not doing that anymore. If baby says no, moving on. Number three, systemize chaos. Embracing that I don't work with the cyclical 24-hour cycle that a man has. Really leaning into the fact that I am a creative being, and being creative does not mean being creative 24/7, 7 days a week. It usually means being creative like 6 days a month, honestly. What that means for me is I'm batching my content that I do. When I'm in the burst and I feel like creating content, I'm going to create a lot of it. And when I don't, I'm going to rest because that's really what I want to do when I'm not in a creative state. I like to rest. I like to absorb information. And then usually that sparks the creative streak again and I can go back to creating content. I also want to template and automate the boring stuff. So templating, like when I think of that, I think of my team. Having a team, I've built processes for them to make things as easy as possible for everybody to understand what the requirements are. So like my editor knows, like, don't put things in all caps. He knows the type of font, the shot, like all of those things. He can add sound effects, he could add B-roll, he can do those things, but there's a lot that's also taken care of where he knows the color palette, he knows the font type, he knows how much shadow there should be. There's a lot of things that are figured out and templated for both my video editor and my social media manager. So I love that. Number 4 is to pivot without shame. That's what I'm gonna do. If I feel like a change needs to happen, or if I feel driven by something else, again, I'm gonna sleep on it. But if it's still calling me 1 day, 2 days, 3 days later, I'm gonna go for it. If you guys are following my debt repayment series, I'll put the playlist here. You know that like I'm now currently dealing with debt because of a spontaneous decision to travel after saying I wasn't gonna travel like the whole year. That was something that I really followed my, you know, who I am and how I should be making decisions, where it's like, cool, I said I wasn't gonna travel all year, I'm gonna pivot. If that makes me a hypocrite, y'all, one thing I'm learning is I'm a motherfucking hypocrite. I already knew I was, but like I'm heavy on the hypocritical this year, and I think it's actually a blessing to be a hypocrite because it is so good to be able to absorb new information and be able to change your mind. I'm grateful that I'm not a closed-minded person who says this is the way it is and that's how it's got to be, because I used to be like that. I used to have very binary thinking, call it the neurodivergence. It's this way or the highway. As I grow, as I've been getting older, I've been able to allow that flexibility where it's like, no, I used to think this, and then I got more information and I was able to change my mind and think this. We should all be hypocrites, because being a hypocrite means you allowed yourself to take in new information and allow your perspective to be changed, which I find a lot of people don't do because of ego, because of stubbornness, because shame, let's say. Forget it. Forget it. I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna be a hypocrite. If I said I wasn't traveling all year and now I'm traveling, well, that's what I'm doing because that's what I feel called to do. So yeah, follow the debt repayment series to see how I'm gonna pay that down and what my plan is, because it was unexpected, but I slept on it for weeks. Like I was like, no, I want to do this. I want to do this. Yeah, I'm doing this. Like, no regrets. And last one, number 5 is it's go time, baby. You guys know about it. Life path 3, I'm a creative girl. Master number 22 for my personal year is about making my dreams come true. I'm going pedal to that fucking metal. Okay? All right, now if this sparked something in you, here's what I suggest. Number 1, find your life path number. If you did it earlier in this video, that's great. Now you just got to start like looking into it, reading about it. Like I said, numerology.com is great. I've done a lot of Googling, just straight up Googling. There are books on Amazon. I encourage you to go about finding out the information in whatever way feels best to you. I'm not here to sell y'all anything. I'm just here to share like what I'm learning. And if you want to learn about it too, because you'll also get excited by all this stuff, start doing your research. Google is free. See if anything resonates. Number 2, find your human design type. Again, Google is free. Like I said, mybodygraph.com is like a human design platform. I've never used it. I think it looks cool. I might sign up for it because again, I'm still very much at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to absorbing all of the information. Just Google human design calculator, human design tool, find a human design, whatever. You'll find a calculator to tell you what it is. You'll see a chart. That is not something that I think anyone understands up front. So you are gonna wanna have supplemental information to start making sense of all of it. Lastly, when you find this information, ask yourself, what am I here to do? Am I forcing things that aren't me? What are things that you feel like you're forcing that aren't you? And what would life look like if you designed it to be aligned with, you know, what your life path number says, with what your human design type is? When you think of what it would look like, does that feel good? Does that feel like something you might want? Again, you gotta have a good introspection here, because when I was reading my number and numerology, I was like, no way. But listen to your gut, because my brain was saying, no girl, you're not creative, but my gut was like, I want that. Like I wish I was. And listen to that sound in your body, listen to that feeling in your body. If it scares you, it's likely what you're supposed to be doing, you know? So just lean into it, really think and listen to your gut, not your mind, not your heart, your gut, because your mind and your heart might tell you other things to make you feel safe and comfortable with the life you have now, but that might not necessarily be the life that is aligned with you. Lastly, when you align, you move different, things flow, you become magnetic, and that's life, you know? I feel it in myself. I'm just getting started. If you made it to the end of this video, I'm thinking you're feeling very much inspired and very much like you might need to make a change. If not subconsciously, you stayed to the end of this video, you might be feeling like, yeah, something needs to happen here. I honestly encourage you to start looking into this stuff. Again, it's not the Bible. Nobody ever said it was, but it's just gonna be something to broaden your perspective. And sometimes that's what we need. Let me know what your life path number is in the comments. Let me know what your human design type. If you're a manifesting generator like moi, let me know. And yeah, if you wanna see how I'm applying all of this stuff in real time, don't forget to subscribe, because I'm doing it. I'm sharing the whole journey on here. Okay, babe? Hit the subscribe button. Do it right now. Do it. Now comment and let me know that you did it so that I know that you did it, okay? That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.